And the first thing I want to say about this one is if you're not interested in the He-Man theme, you still might want to check this one out because this is a game that's been out for a while now and it's been getting a ton of positive reviews. And after looking through it myself, I think this one does look like a ton of fun. And I am personally a little adverse to IP on games, although I am known to dabble occasionally, but even I am tempted to back this one because it does look like a really solid skirmish game. But this is a game of good versus evil where one player is going to be playing as He-Man and the other player is going to be playing as Skeletor, and then also playing as all the associated characters on those teams. Each of the characters on the team will also come with their own unique abilities and limitations or advantages of which weapons and items they can use, because what's really interesting about this game is that you can actually customize each of your characters with different gear, items, spells, and weapons according to the amount of skill points that you're able to spend for that character. This is really cool because it introduces a ton of variety into the game with the variety that you can have with your characters, but then of course the different terrain that you can put out on the board with all their varying effects as well and their relative positions to each other is also going to massively change up the battlefield. So this is a game that just offers a ton of different experiences. That doesn't just stop there because players will also each have their own deck of 20 cards that they're going to be using to control their various units out on the board. And what's really neat about the way that the card play works in this game is that you're always going to be drawing 5 on your turn, and then players are going to be simultaneously playing 1 in order to determine who goes first, because each of these cards do have an initiative value, and the higher value is going to be the player that goes first. But when it is your turn, you can actually play as many of those cards that you want on any of the characters that you want. You could split them up amongst your different characters, or you could play all of them with a single character if that is what you think is the most advantageous play. Each of the cards here will grant you with a number of action points that you'll be able to spend to perform your actions like moving or attacking or activating any special abilities of that character, but then they can also grant you with mana points as well, which are normally used to reroll your dice because combat in this game is done through dice rolling, but the mana here does offer you some dice mitigation. Each of the cards can come with a special ability as well, and often do offer you some sort of choice and flexibility as how you want to apply that action. And of course, there's all sorts of tokens and items that you can pick up out on the board in order to add even more options to your arsenal. In addition to the 5 action cards that you're going to be drawing each round, each player is also going to have 2 special cards that you always have in your hand until you decide to use them. These can also grant you with additional action points or mana, and also a special ability as well. But the main purpose of these cards is that if you're able to fulfill them and use them properly, then they will also grant you with a ton of points, which is how you do determine the winner of this game. Of course, there's a variety of other ways to gain victory points as well, through completing smaller objectives or wiping out your opponent's units. And of course, this campaign is going to be introducing a bunch of new deluxified upgrades and stretch goals that are going to be exclusive to this campaign. So if you're interested in this game and you're interested in all those extra upgrades, definitely check this one out, and I will have it linked in the description down below.